side hustle that can actually scale to $100,000. No nonsense. And I take that second part just as seriously as the first, because the internet is flooded with side hustle content. Dropshipping, print on demand, faceless YouTube channels, selling digital products you made in 45 minutes, flipping domain names, courses that teach you how to make courses. I've seen all of it. I've tried some of it. Some of it genuinely works, but most of it is selling you the dream of a side hustle, not a real one. What makes today different is this. I'm not going to give you a list of 20 ideas and wish you luck. I'm going to walk you through what a side hustle that actually scales looks like, from the moment nothing exists to the point where it's producing serious, real money. The stages, the decisions, the mistakes, the parts nobody puts in the thumbnail. And yes, $100,000 is a real number. Not a fantasy, not a 1 in a million story. I've seen it happen more than once, with real people starting from zero. Stay with me. Here's what we're covering today. First, why most side hustles fail before they even begin. Not because the idea is bad, because of a mistake that happens before a single dollar is earned. And I've made that mistake myself. Second, the difference between a side hustle that stays small and one that actually scales. It's a specific identifiable difference, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Third, the 4 stages of scaling, from zero to the first dollar, from the first dollar to consistent income, from consistent income to something that starts feeling like a real business, and from there to 6 figures. Each stage has different rules. And fourth, the honest part, what it actually costs, not in money and time energy, and the unglamorous middle that nobody makes content about. Let's go. Part 1. Why most side hustles fail before they start. Let me ask you something. How many times have you had a side hustle idea, a real idea, something you were genuinely excited about, and 6 months later, nothing happened? Be honest, I'll wait. The reason isn't laziness. It isn't because you weren't willing to work. It's something much more specific. Most people start a side hustle by looking for passion. They want to do something they love, something meaningful, something that doesn't feel like work. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a beautiful idea. But here's the problem. Passion by itself is not a business model. I knew a guy, smart, genuinely talented writer, who spent 8 months building a blog around a topic he absolutely loved. He wrote consistently, worked on it every evening, told everyone he knew about it. After 8 months, he had a beautiful website, 300 loyal readers, and approximately $0 in revenue. He came to me genuinely confused. "I'm doing everything right," he said. "I'm consistent. I love the topic. Why isn't it working?" I asked him one question. Who is paying for what and why? Silence. That question, who pays for what and why, is the entire difference between a hobby and a business. A hobby is something you do because it fulfills you. A business is something you do because it solves a problem for someone else, and that person is willing to pay for the solution. The most scalable side hustles aren't the most passionate ones. They're the ones solving a real, specific, painful problem for a real specific group of people who have money and are willing to spend it. That sounds cold. It's actually freeing, because it means you don't need to discover your one true passion. You need to discover a real problem, and chances are you already know one. Part 2, the difference between small and scalable. This is the heart of everything. There are 2 kinds of side hustles, and most people, through no fault of their own, accidentally build the wrong kind. Type 1, trading time for money. You do a thing, someone pays you. You do another thing, someone pays you again. Your income is permanently tied to your hours. When you work, you earn. When you stop, you don't. For most people, that's freelancing, tutoring, driving, cleaning, hourly consulting. These are completely valid ways to make extra money. I'm not dismissing them, but they have a ceiling. That ceiling is your time, and your time is finite. 24 hours remains 24 hours. Type 2, scalable systems. You build something once, and that thing continues working without requiring you to recreate it every single time. A digital product someone can buy at 2 in the morning while you're asleep. A service business where other people eventually deliver the work. Content that continues being discovered without requiring new content every day. A system where 1 hour of effort today produces income for years. The difference isn't the idea, it's the structure. A freelance writer paid per article is trading time for money. That same writer creating a subscription content service is building a scalable system. A personal trainer doing one-on-one sessions is trading time for money. That same trainer selling a program to 500 people is building a scalable system. Same knowledge, same expertise, different structure, different ceiling. When I launched my first real side income stream, I made the classic mistake. I sold my time, I was good at it. I made money, but I hit the ceiling quickly. Every additional dollar required another hour. And I only had so many hours. Everything changed when I asked myself one question. What do I know how to do? And how can I package it so it still works when I'm not in the room? That question changed everything. Part 3, the 4 stages of scaling. Let me walk you through the 4 stages because this is where most people get lost. Stage 1, from zero to the first dollar. This stage isn't about money, it's about proof. One person needs to pay you for something, that's it. Not 100 customers, not a perfect product. One person, one transaction. The goal is validation. Does somebody actually want what you're offering? Will they exchange real money for it? Everything else, a brand, a website, a content strategy, is secondary until someone pays. I've watched people spend 6 months building a perfect website for a business with 0 customers. The website was perfect. The business didn't exist. Reverse it. Get the customer first, build the infrastructure later. Stage 2, from the first dollar to consistent income. Now you have proof, now you need repetition. This is where most people quit because it's the least glamorous stage. The excitement of the first sale is gone. Now it's repetition, slow, unglamorous, effort. But this is where systems are built, where you learn what actually works, where you understand your customer deeply enough to describe their problems better than they can. People who survive stage 2 are the people who start building real businesses. Stage 3, from consistent income to a real business. Now things are working, you have repeatable revenue, you understand your customer, you have a system that produces results. Now the question becomes, what can you remove from your own plate so the business can grow without you becoming the bottleneck? Maybe you hire someone, maybe you automate a process, maybe you productize a service. The business stops being about you doing things, it starts becoming about you building things that do things. Stage 4, from a real business to 6 figures. At this point, you're no longer managing tasks, you're managing systems, you're making decisions about growth, about focus, about what to say no to, and saying no becomes just as important as saying yes. A side hustle reaching $100,000 per year isn't fantasy. I've watched it happen in 2 years. I've watched it happen in 5. I've watched people get close and then pull back because success scared them. That's real, and it's more common than most people admit. Part 4, the honest cost. Now let's talk about the part nobody puts in the thumbnail. A side hustle that eventually scales to 6 figures will almost certainly require a period where it takes more time than you expect. More energy, more patience, more tolerance for things not working the first, second, or 5th time. I'm not saying this to discourage you, I'm saying it because the gap between expectations and reality is where most people quit. If you know that gap exists beforehand, you can plan for it. My first serious side income stream required almost every evening after work during its first year. There were months when the income was embarrassingly small compared to the effort. Months when I questioned whether it was worth it. What kept me going wasn't blind optimism, it was math. I could clearly see that what I was building had the potential to compound. The work I was doing today wasn't only earning money today, it was building something that could earn money tomorrow, next month, and next year. That distinction, the difference between earning work and building work, is what separates people who make it through the slow middle from those who quit. The slow middle isn't evidence that it isn't working. The slow middle is the business being built. Conclusion. Here's the summary. A side hustle that scales to $100,000 isn't about finding a magical idea. It isn't about a specific platform, niche, or tool. It's about building something that solves a real problem for real people in a structure that doesn't require you to personally be there every time. It starts with one customer. It grows through consistency in the unglamorous middle. It scales when you stop being the only person doing everything. And it reaches 6 figures when the system becomes bigger than you. That journey from nothing to something real isn't easy. But for an ordinary person without special advantages, powerful connections, or startup capital, it is absolutely possible. I've seen it happen too many times to believe otherwise. So here's my question for you, and I want honest answers. Do you currently have a side hustle? And if you do, is it type 1, trading time for money, or are you building something scalable? Leave it in the comments. Both answers are valid, both are useful. And here's the question that will really make you think. If you had to package one skill you already possess today without learning anything new into something people would pay for, what would it be? Seriously, think about it, write it down. Because for many people, the answer to that question is the business. It's already there. You just haven't packaged it yet. Take care of yourself and take even better care of your money. I'll see you in the next one.